Hope House Detroit was founded by Gary and Becky Gentry. In 2010, the Gentrys purchased a house in the Jefferson-Chalmers neighborhood. After moving into the neighborhood and renovating the house, Becky began to invite the children from the neighborhood to a story time on her lawn, and the organization grew from there. The organization is focused on providing informal educational programs for children, first grade through high school, and has grown based on neighborhood input.
So my name is Amy, and I work at Hope House Detroit, which is a small community center for kids, we'd say in short, on the east side in Detroit. And so community center meeting, we have after school programs that we hold. In a normal summer, we would have outdoor fun and just a safe play area for kids outside. We have a basketball rim.
Hope House Detroit is governed by a board of directors, including its founders who volunteer their time. And most of the work of the house is undertaken by its house directors who live on site. Hope House Detroit differs from traditional social infrastructures such as libraries and schools because it is primarily focused on relationship building rather than enforcing a certain program onto the needs of the neighborhood. In this way, it shares some organizational similarities with settlement houses like Hull House and Tony B. Hall. Similar to settlement houses, it is relationally organized, provides social services for the neighborhood, and is staffed by volunteers who are choosing to live in the neighborhood they are working in. Similarly, these staff members are often not from the neighborhood they are working in. Different from settlement houses is that this is a missionary organization, and that the neighborhood has many longtime residents rather than the recent immigrants, which were common to settlement houses. What larger networks is it a part of? Hope House is associated with Hope Community Church, which is just down the street. Hope Community Church is an Evangelical Covenant church. Evangelical Covenant Church was originally founded by Swedish immigrants in 1855. It is now one of the most rapidly growing denominations in North America. Historically, it is Lutheran in theology, but it is now broadly evangelical. Hope Community Church is a congregation which is comprised of residents local to Jefferson-Chalmers, a socioeconomically depressed neighborhood within the city of Detroit, and residents of the nearby suburb of Grosse Pointe, which is middle class and not a part of the city of Detroit. How is this organization financed? Hope House Detroit is financed primarily with private donations, and it is able to keep a low operating budget, around $200,000 per year, because many of its staff members are volunteers. Explain what it does and why is it innovative or alternative. Hope House Detroit grew out of creating informal spaces for children and teens to socialize instead of creating a strict program. The existing programs grew out of neighborhood interest and staff expertise and the existing buildings, rather than the buildings being designed for the program. Unique from other organizations discussed for this assignment, it is part of a religious mission.
There's a great quote, I wish I had it in front of me. It's from a book called When Helping Hurts, and that just talks about sometimes you can be helping someone and doing things and stick to this great process, but that can be hurting the relationship or hurting in a longer sense. And so us as an organization want to be more relational focused than we are process. So yes, we want the kids to learn how to read, but we also want them to know that we are on their team and we're on their side and we are encouraging them, and we want them, to tell us if they're having a bad day or know that their grandma just passed away. And so if they can't focus on reading this book, it's not time to double down. It's time to show some grace and show some okay, let's just go run around today because your brain is going crazy. And so there's some religious aspects, I would say, of our organization, but it's not something that overpowers us, which makes me feel like we are just walking alongside the community, being neighbors. And our love that we have received from God is just shown in love through our neighbors.